Hi guys, hi. Hi, welcome to Philippine Antics. I'm Heidi.
George.
And that's George. Still not making any money, are you, George? You only made $5 this week. Cha-ching, cha-ching, cha-ching. Look at him waiting for it to fall, guys. I know it's getting old, it's getting old. Hi guys. We're here today. We're going to discuss...
Oh no, anxiety creeps up on me. Is this how it's supposed to feel? Tell me when it's over. I got someplace that I got.
why we moved to the Philippines and a little bit about ourselves. So, George, I'm going to let you take that away and then add to it. Why did we move to the Philippines?
so-
A lot of people have been curious.
In the U.S. Okay, well, first off, you guys already know that I've been all over the U.S. and it's a great country. I can't speak nothing bad about it.
So that would be February. Well, actually, all of this started 2020 because we shipped the Billick buy-in boxes last year in February. So let me give you a little background on the story that we're getting ready to tell you because people have been asking about our lives and why we actually moved to the Philippines.
Okay, we were actually going to go to the Philippines pre-C-19. And then C-19 hit, we had to cancel our flight and everything else. And basically what we did is we went to Mexico.
The pandemic. So what had happened, guys, is things got really bad in 2020 when the pandemic had hit. So at the beginning of the year when it all started, George had owned a cleaning business for years and years and years, and it was a big company. As soon as it hit, a lot of them took up on those payments. It was hard to actually get employees. We had several cars. He had lots of employees. And so basically in the end, it had become mostly just George cleaning.
It's not just me. I was in a circle of friends, and all of my friends were business owners too.
Mm-hmm.
And we all struggled just to keep anybody in. And we actually talked about how one of my friend's employees actually said, or ex-employees, because he quit, he said that he makes more money just taking money from the government than working. And that's a fact.
A lot of people actually did. Prices start going on the rise. So we decided in 2020, probably about August or September, we were like, it was just getting really bad. It was just getting really, really bad. And here's the thing. The way we went about it is at first we didn't tell family members because a lot of you that's coming here, everybody's going to try to talk you out of it. Family members,
Yeah, they'll talk you out of it.
friends, they'll try to talk you out of it. So we kind of left everybody out of the loop and we started shipping boxes and taking a lot of trips to Orlando. So we decided that we were going to go into retirement early. Okay. So George sold the business for a substantial amount, and you sold what cars? Quite a few cars.
We sold about, we sold a lot of cars.
3 cars, got rid of the Rogue. He had a motorcycle he sold. We did have to, I don't want to say relinquish, we had to let the pets be given out because if you bring a pet to the Philippines, it's really, really rough, guys. First, it's the cost, which isn't that much, but there's a good chance they're going to pass away.
4 cars when I sold 4 cars.
Yeah, there's 4 cars.
And 2 cars before you.
So a lot of them actually was sold. So we were selling items. We were sending Billick buy-in boxes. The pets, it was not safe to ship them. We're going to do another video on that because if you book something for them and then 5 people show up for some reason, they don't know that. And they'll say, oh, sorry, there's no room or anywhere for cargo. And they do put 9
There's
out
no
of 10.
reservation for pets.
Right, so you have to pay for the ticket, and they go under in a carrier. If it's a service dog, and because you're blind or other issues, then they let you take them up. But if not, like ours, the cats and the puppies we had would have had to go underneath, and you have to get certificates. They got to be chipped, so it was too much. So we ended up giving them away, which was very heartbreaking, guys. It was one of the hardest things we had to do. Then after shipping about 10 Billick buy-in boxes, then we waited and continued the business. Like I said, we sold it, but during all that time frame, it was like getting ready to sell it, selling cars. We were prepping, but this is something you want to do way in advance, guys, way in advance. We then booked the tickets, like George said, and they got canceled because they locked down. I'm a Billick buy-in, George is a citizen. So we ended up taking a trip to New York to get your passport renewed and everything because his passport had just expired. So you have to have X amount. I already had my passport. The flight had got canceled on us. This was sometime December, January. Then we decided, let's go to Mexico. Wow, what a trip, guys. Check out our video into Mexico. And if you guys have went through the same thing we do, be sure to comment below because we know a lot of you had went through all this back and forth of not being able to get in, missing a loved one, an LDR, long distance relationship with your woman, putting off retirement, and struggling every day. And we were struggling every day. We couldn't get by on the bills. I think we were into $4,000 or $5,000, $6,000 a month is what we were making on the side, plus some savings. Before all this actually happened, we were making a lot more, guys. So we were blowing through this money, and every day it was like car repairs, car tires, $150 for the cell phones.
The cars
$150 for internet.
Breaking down. The weird thing about cars, the less you use them, the more they break down.
It's insane. And you guys know the repair costs. Here, if you get a car repaired, it's like really inexpensive. That's another thing that's cheap in the Philippines. Our rent, so it's like $1,400, and that was a house payment. It's like $1,400. So you get all these bills together, and $5,000-6,000 US just wasn't enough, guys. We weren't going on big vacations, and it was like we were paying out gas and paying out car insurance, and it just kept going, and medical bills, and all this wrapped up in one. It was enough. So we headed off to Mexico, took our one vehicle with us. And what a ride. And they had advised us before we left at that time in 2021 of last year, in January, February, it was February when we left. They said the borders were closed in 2021. So somehow, some way, I don't know if it's because we were YouTubers and we announced it. I don't know how we got through, but we stopped in Texas. We stopped in several states, went up through Florida. We took how many days to get there? 2, 3? We took our time.
3 days.
So we arrived in Texas, and then we went into Mexico. We got checked, and we spent a beautiful 6 months in Mexico.
Yeah, it was great.
Lots of footage. Check it out, guys. I'm going to keep, it's beautiful. We were very happy. It kind of prepares you. I had traveled around the world myself. It kind of prepares you for everything, kind of like getting used to seeing certain structures, and it prepared me quite a bit. The weather did not. Then we get the word that Billy Bine had finally opened up. And then we booked tickets sometime in June, and we arrived mid-July. It was still during quarantine, separate quarantine. It cost us quite a bit, guys. It was more than the average person was paying. I think what it cost us, 40,000 pesos for I think we were in there 8-9 days, quarantine the rest out. But at that time, it was separate quarantines.
Yeah, think about that. 40,000 for a couple weeks.
A couple days, man.
Couple.
We were only in there a couple days.
Oh, wow.
Remember, it seemed like a.
I know. It seems
we're not talking about the Airbnb. This is when we were in the quarantine.
Oh, right.
What was the name of the hotel again?
Oh, yeah.
Oyo. So we went into a fairly inexpensive place, guys, and it was right in the middle of Angel City. It wasn't the greatest neighborhood. A guy was nice enough. We weren't supposed to. He took us to Jollibee's. There were some begging kids. I clearly remember our first day. So we were separated. It was very hard. Me and George talked on the phone. We do have a video on how that all went down. We have one where they were allowing people out and people to live there they weren't supposed to, and the quarantine was all crazy. So check that video out. So then we went to our Airbnb right in the middle of Angel City and got more footage. We ordered up a lot of Grab. We took Grabs, and it was a driver that helped us find our place here.
It was housed by walking street, literally.
We did an Airbnb, which we recommend you guys do if you actually can. A lot of them are in, check them out before you do the superhost thing. And
Definitely.
then we ended up in this apartment. So the main reason we moved here, George?
Money?
George likes money. We moved here because there were family members here. We could have stayed in Mexico. We really contemplated staying closer to the U.S., but our end goal was to come here and to fully retire and run the rest of our YouTube. It went from, in the beginning, I had reported like on a daily basis what was going on with the travel and the shutdowns and that. And that was an everyday grind for me. And we went more into about what was going on. George did the same thing as he kind of does now. And we realized that, the expat help is where it is. Let you guys see what it's like for a female American expat side. And then you have George's experience, which is really awesome. George is very knowledgeable, as you guys see during our lives. So now we go live 2 days a week for the United States, it's a Saturday night and a Tuesday night live. And for the Philippines, it's Wednesday morning and Sunday mornings. So We talk about everything. Sometimes we have topics, and sometimes it just it gets a little crazy, guys.
Yeah, it does. And keep in mind, there as expats, I'm talking about Heidi and you guys. There are limits to what I can divulge. Okay.
Right.
It doesn't mean I don't know. I just said I can't speak.
Yeah, you guys. What it is other channels. We keep it real, and in that reality, the situation is some channels just show that there's a unicorn and rainbows and sunshines. The heat is hard on people, guys. Can you live in the structures, the infrastructure? A lot of blackouts in other areas, a lot of internet problems. This is why we chose this area to be an
Right.
Angel City area. Rarely have we had any issues with any of the above, so we have good medical around here, so make sure you check all that out. But we moved here because our rent is $200 a month where it was $1,400 a month. It makes a big difference, and we don't have to work. Our YouTube is what we do, and that is to help you guys out and answer questions, and we do get a lot of them. We appreciate it. Be sure to comment below, okay, and email us at philippineantics@gmail.com, guys, and we appreciate you guys being here. And it's a big reason. And tell us why you're going to move to the Philippines and why you're
Yeah.
what you're actually coming here
Type
to
in
do.
the comments.
Let us know. We do care, and we'll see you guys soon in the lives. And as we always say, keep your heads up and your hearts open, and we will see you soon in the Philippines.
Bye.
Bye, guys. Oh man, I'm starving. Are we gonna order Grab? What do we say, McDonald's? We rarely eat Mickey D's.
McDonald's. What's that?
I can fry some eggs. I haven't made pancakes.
Where's my eggs Benedict, woman?
I want some eggs, but what happened to my breakfast in bed? Don't you say you're gonna go get you some breakfast in bed, George Mendoza.